What does it mean then for children's need to be exposed to language in a social context? Well, this is old data, 1995. Hart and Risley showed us there's a 30 million word gap. So if you compare professional families and welfare families, the kids in those families, and make recordings to understand how many words are they hearing, by the age of 3, there's a 30 million word gap. So it's not a fair playing field. And that's been fairly recognized, though the newest data that we're producing says it's not word count alone. It's not as though parents need a Fitbit for words and get their word counts up. You know, it's not what's important. Engagement is what's important, engaging the baby brain. And so what we find is that the prevalence, when we make recordings at home, in children's homes, at all socioeconomic levels, whether it's high or low socioeconomic status of the family, the prevalence of parentees or motheries. Now, how many of you have heard of parentees or motheries? Raise your hand. Okay, not very many. So parentees is the type of speech we use when we talk to babies. So as I'm speaking to you now, I'm using adult-directed speech. It's not boring, but it's not what you hear when you speak to a baby. So if I had a 2-monther right here in front of me, and I switched from speaking to you to speaking to this baby, I would say, "Hello, how are you? Let's open those big blue eyes." Okay, so big excursions in pitch, very slow speech, very clear speech. We actually clean up our act when we talk to babies. We do. And this is universal. Around all languages of the world, I've measured this phenomenon called parentees, and even dads and football players and grandparents and little older sibs. I've brought football players into the lab and handed them a baby surreptitiously and left the room and said, I've got to get a call, just hold the baby, you'll be fine. And during that panicked 5 minutes, you'll find the football players who swear they've never even looked at a baby will raise the pitch of their voices and use this sort of curvy intonation contour and speak slowly. It's brain food. It's like nutrition for the baby brain. And you can see on the left, the prevalence of parentees is directly related. This is a correlational study, can't claim cause, but in study after study, bilingual babies, monolingual babies, if this is the percentage of time that a baby at 11 months or 14 months hears parentees is strongly related to the words produced at 24 months. Whereas standard speech on the right, it looks like it's negative, but it's basically flat. Statistically, it's not significant. The one on the left. Now, if parents knew this, they'd start using this kind of speech. So what are babies doing as they listen to us talk? Let me give you a couple of examples from American English parentees and Japanese, and I'll tell you about the statistical learners that babies are. So have a listen.
I love your big blue eyes, so pretty and nice. うわー、大きな茶色いお目々、そして綺麗な黒い髪。
Okay, so that's, you know, mother's milk to the baby's brain. What are they doing? They're taking statistics. We've got many studies now that show that babies are actually mathematically capable. I'm not saying they're consciously calculating. Their brains are sensitive to the frequency with which they hear and see things. Now, that's a scary thing to me, because what we put in front of babies matters.